Hi everyone, it's Hayley from Snazzy Scrappin', and today I'm going to show you how to create these very cute and fun pop-up cards with our creator card die sets. So this one I've used the Monster Stampin' Dies, which happens to be my all-time favourite at the moment. I am guilty of using them for lots of my cards, but they're lots of fun. So you can see this one has worked really well. So the die pack for the creator card comes with 7 dies. Michelle is always very generous with her dies and has thrown in a few extra. So you get this little parcel die, a balloon die, and the word celebrate, as well as all the pieces that you need to create your card. So I've gone ahead and I've already cut all of those out, so they're ready to go, and decorated some of them. So for this one, I have used the tractor and wheat die set and stamps from Curly Sue from the Snazzy Scrappin'. So with this one, I've already cut out my 2 base cards. So I haven't folded along the score marks yet, so I'm not sure if you see it puts 2 score marks in on the side. So I've cut 2 of those, and what you do when you fold them up is you just reverse them and stick them. So we'll get onto that shortly. And you need your pop-up mechanism, which is just a rectangle with a little half score in the corner. This is for my pop-up and a tractor that I've done, and I've already gone ahead and stamped the wheat across the bottom in 2 rows just to make it look nice and full wheat crop. And I've actually cut another mat as well for the back because of the dark card. I thought we just needed another mat to write your message and sentiments on the back. So starting off with our base cards. Oh, sorry, and you also get this little one, which I won't be using for this card, but it cuts just the right rectangle for the side strips, which is nice to finish off your card. And you can always put one of those on the back of your card too if you wanted to, down one side. So starting with our base card, where on the score lines you are folding a mountain fold, and then you are folding a valley fold. And I like just to give them a burnish with the bone folder to make them nice and tidy. And the same with our second card. So a mountain fold to start with, and then the valley fold. And you create this zigzag. So one will be the front and one will be the back. Just things to note, if you are using pattern paper, that when you're cutting your base card, your pattern needs to be facing up. And when you're cutting your action, your pattern needs to be down for that one to make it in the right corner. Okay. So what I do first of all is just glue one side so I know where that is. But I'm going to put my front on first so I know which is going to be my front, and up and down. So if it makes a difference to the way your card will be finished, make sure you do that first so you know which way you're working. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue on my front panel. And I do just need to swipe the edges. I like to swipe the edges of my mat. Just makes them sit on the card a little better. Makes it look a little bit more professional and finished. Just takes away that white edge and also any little loose bits. It seems to brush them off as well. So just a little bit of glue right round. Because it's the mat and it's not doing any jobs as such, there doesn't need to be a whole lot of glue there. The mat is cut perfectly to the size of your card, which is always makes it easy. So I know that's going to be my front, and I make it so the action pulls out on the top side on that, and then you just reverse them on the zigzag on the bottom. So again, this one I need a little bit more glue because it is holding that action for the zigzag. So I do like to fill it in, not too much blobby glue because you don't want it coming out the sides. And you're just lining that up. And just holding it in place for a little bit till it grabs. So that's one side is glued down. So now we can turn it upside down and open it up. So now I know that I'm working. So the bottom of my card is now going to be the top. So this is where you need to make sure that you're getting it right, and it's always good to double check. So again, we are upside down and we're getting our action, and the corner which has the score in it, we are just folding that both ways, because this will be our action for the pop-up. So we just want to make sure that that's nice and loose and ready to go. Okay, so now we're going to work with, if it's pattern, the pattern will be facing down, and you are just sticking that very corner down, nothing else. So again, just a little glue. And it does need to be a strong glue to hold that in place. So I'm using Tombow today, but Michelle has some amazing glue that she swears by on the website if you're interested. And I just like to get that a little tacky before putting it down. And with this one, when you open your card, you will notice that when it sits, if I sit it down that way, so that would be if it sat upright on somebody's desk. You can see that the sign is a little lopsided. So depending on if you opened it right out, obviously it sits flat up. So if you have the time and the patience to have a little go at it, I just like to tilt it a fraction that way, so then it stands up a little better if it's going to be a stand-up card. But don't want to overdo it, because otherwise you're going to work into the side where you're going to have your glue. So I make sure that my card, when it's folded in, the pop-up's folded in, there's plenty of room to attach whatever you're attaching to the pop-up. Otherwise it'll be sticking out of the card when it's closed. So I come down probably about 4 centimeters and I stick it there. And again, I can tilt it just a fraction. I'm not sure if you can see there. There's just enough to clear at the top, and it's just right up against the score mark down there. So again, just making sure you've got no leftover glue sticking out. We don't want it to stick to the other side of our card. So just let that go off a little bit, because we'll be using that action, and then we're gluing the other side. So again, glue right round the outside score. And when we fold up our card, the action will fold over. So I'm just going to help it now because it's still a little green on the glue, and I would normally let that sit and make sure it's right. To make sure our glue is all off, otherwise it'll be sticking to the wrong spots. So just make sure that's nice and firm, and our action is now inside. So while that glue is going off, I will finish off the front of my card. So just going to stick the tractor on the front, and I've just used some of the double-sided foam dots just to sit it up a little from the base card. Also gives it a little bit of a shadow as well, which is a nice effect. And I've just cut a little tiny piece and stuck up on top of the tractor. And I'm just going to stick it to the right hand side, because that action will come out on the left hand side. So I'm just going to make sure that that glue is nice and firm, and there's that action that pops up. So for this one, like I said, you could cut out your little rectangles. You could cut out this wheat colour and stick on the sides just to finish off your card, but I've actually cut and stamped some wheat from the header and wheat set as well, just going with that same theme. So I'm just going to glue those onto the side, and again, you don't need much glue because these aren't actually doing anything, they're just adding a bit of feature to your card. They just happen to be the right size. Where's my other one? There it is. That looking good, working okay. And I always, like I said, just like to double check that everything's working and it's where it should be. I've had a few errors with this one. That's why I like to check. So again, like I said, with our pop-up, when it's standing up, if someone was going to stand it up on the desk, that is now at a little bit of an angle. So I like to then just mount my pop-up so that it's nice and straight. So this can be cut down to whatever shape you're doing along the top. We'll see some others in a moment where I've actually cut that down. So I can just snip off that corner so I can have my happy birthday nice and straight with the card. Not so much with the action, but with the card. So that's going to sit about there. So again, I like to glue to the action, not the actual sentiment, because you've already cut that corner off because there'll be glue showing otherwise. So again, if it was standing upright, I'm just sticking on my sentiment. Let that dry. While that's drying, I can stick my back mat in place. So then you've got somewhere to write. That's not that dark card. It's nice light brown. Again, not too much glue is needed. It's already the right size, makes it nice and easy. A little bit of glue showing that. There we go. Simple pop-up card. So a couple of the others that I've made. Made this Merry Christmas one with the gnome set. So here you can see that I've cut down that big action so it's not so big hiding behind the gnome there. And another one I've done is just another happy birthday one. And again, of that one I've offset. So instead of the action being straight up and down when it's really out flat, it's so they can sit it up on the table and it would be square with the card if it was standing up. So there we go. It does take a little bit of patience to create these ones. Make sure that you've got all your pieces together first and ready to go. But it can be a lot of fun. Well, thanks everybody. You can check out some of the other creator card kits that are on the website as well. This is the shutter fold card. It's a lot of fun. And the fold out step card. And there's some other ones there as well. So check them out. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.